Diary of a Kraut man. Some hangovers are finally wearing off. Nigel Farage still has an independence rager, and Boris Johnson still fancies a run for office. Another round of pasty on me. Cornwall voted leave, got more EU money than anyone else and already asked for a bailout. Bollocks! Whose leg do you have to hump to get a pint over here? That is a lot of soggy meat in British mouths. Get ready for more of the same. Britain wanted independence, and Britain is getting independence. From culture and fine cuisine, from flavour and nutritional value. Pity pasties all around. You first, Grandma. Swallow. All of it. Who wants seconds? Oh, why are you laughing, Britain Stronger in Europe campaign? Europe, yes, EU, no. So you are spiritual but not religious? For the entire EU history, Britain has been ordering off the menu, under the assumption of still owning the restaurant. Your leading class is suffering from a "it is still 1910" delusion. Britain is still an empire in the same way parchment is still a medium, and when David Cameron vetoed the EU treaty in December 2011, he not only was the sole EU leader to do so, he also probably was still thinking, like the majority of his peers, that Britain still had an alternative. Being German-born, I understand how it feels to fall from every grace imaginable. It is not pleasant. It blows genuine tuchus. Do you remember the Battle of the Somme? I do. Do you remember the Blitz? I do. Do you remember Wembley and the goal which wasn't really... Okay, we get that later. It must never happen again. Ever. Young men walking into machine gun fire. It must never happen again. Attacking the neighbors, one's own people. It must never happen again. Do you remember that these millions and millions pointlessly dead were what spawned the European Union? A unifying voice striving for peace, at least trying. Granted, those 28 individual voices do not always a pleasant choir make. Far too often, it is a disenchanting discord striving for harmony. Hey, who said European Song Contest, where voting for the worst is a thing? That is so surprisingly accurate. I want there to be an ESC, but that does not mean adult me should devote too much time to it, because there already is an ESC, the charts, which might also be biased and or subject to horse trading, but at least it is a larger data set of more nations, certainly less petty. The ESC is a perfect metaphor for what might happen when children are forced to be nice, read commercially viable, instead of being incentivized to represent themselves and their opinions, be they cultural, regional, or personal, in an artistic way of their own choice, undaunted by a desire for popularity. The ESC seems at best to be an artificial competition, a distant second to actual competition, where the entire continent gets to vote. At worst, the ESC might be an example for someone building their own theme park with blackjack and hookers. A voluntary exit, escape from reality for the purpose of what? Did the Leave voters think Britain gets to compete in its own song contest from now on? We are still 28 countries with hardly a shared language. We have gone to war against each other for hundreds of years. We do have common ground, both literally and metaphorically, but we are different. Let us stop pretending we are not. We are grown-ups also, and we have to make decisions for more than 500 million people, and there are more on the way. We have seen over and over and over and over again what will happen if we do not find common ground. There are thousands of graveyards all across this continent reminding us of the need to end this Groundhog Day BS. Most of us, fortunately, have no experience how it feels to grieve for war victims. We could ask some of the new people coming to Europe. Most of them do know. Do they ever? As do people from Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia, people in the Kosovo, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and even Slovenia. That is a depressingly long list. Let us treasure this list as a reminder, and above all, let us not add any further countries to it. There's no need whatsoever. We, the citizens of a 21st century Europe, value individual rights and expression more than any generation has ever before. That is primarily a good thing. The EU needs a couple of upgrades to reflect the will of the majority. Let us make that happen, one improvement at a time, starting today. It has been 71 years without a continental war. Let us keep that streak alive. Dear Great Britain, 3 days after your historic heartburn, I mean EU referendum, the petition for another referendum has more than 3 million signatures. That also is a good thing, and undoubtedly some hangovers are still wearing off. Now we have another chance at history, especially many of those 28% who did not vote the first time. Magna bleeping Carta, Bill of bleeping Rights. It is up to you.